pull up my and share my screen. Wonderful. Thank you all for coming out today for this information session. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the Cope Health Scholars Program. My name is Summer Frost. I am the program manager for the Riverside Community Hospital site. Erica Gomez has also joined us, and she is the program manager for the Kaiser Permanente Riverside site. So this is just a quick overview of the Cope Health Scholars Program. We're essentially a workforce development program. We help students who are interested in the healthcare field work in various healthcare facilities and get experiential treatment. We have over 34,000 Cope Health Scholars alumni with over 20 years and over 5,000 active participants across 21 partner hospitals and healthcare systems in California, Washington, and Hawaii. I believe they're working on opening a program in Atlanta as well. Cope Health Scholars experiential education programs blend didactic and hands-on experience with certificates of completion from the Keck Graduate Institute. So what that means is like you end up working alongside a lot of clinicians. We do provide all of our Cope Health Scholars with training so that they're aware of what they're supposed to do in each department. Of course, each hospital, each healthcare facility has their own set of rules and regulations that sort of guide anybody who's working there. You're provided with training on that as well. And you actually get to work with patients and clinicians. And once you complete your 280 hours, you're provided with a Keck Graduate Institute certificate. Cope Health Scholars builds a foundation for entry-level job training, higher level education, and professional school candidacy across diverse communities and demographics. A lot of our students are interested in applying to medical school, nursing school, dentists, psychiatrists, all sorts of jobs. And Cope Health Scholars is really crucial to helping them strengthen their application as they go into their postgraduate programs. Here's just a list of a few of the different healthcare facilities that you can find Cope Health Scholars in. So as I said, Erica works with the Kaiser Permanente Riverside site. We also work closely with Dignity Health, Emanate, Martin Luther King Jr. Community Hospitals, Adventist Health. Sorry, we work with a lot of different facilities, as I said. This is really important because sometimes we know that students either move, you might go back home for the summer, and that might be a bit further away than where you are currently. But we usually have a Cope Healthcare site, a Cope Health Solution site somewhere near you so that you can complete your hours and continue shifting. So we usually really promote the Health Scholar program, but we do have several different programs that people might be interested in. I think everybody here is probably too old for the Junior Health Scholar program, but we do also offer something called the Care Navigator Scholar. This exposes and trains current health scholars for roles in care management and care coordination. Unfortunately, we don't have one of those programs here at RCH. However, Erica does have a Care Navigator program at the Kaiser Permanente Riverside site, and so she can speak a bit more to that program. And we also have a Nurse Scholar program. This is for nursing students and new graduates who want to receive clinical skills, training, professional development, and employment opportunities. Awesome. So who's interested in becoming a health scholar? Usually it's committed students who are interested in health professions pathways or who are interested in strengthening their applications to postgraduate programs. All students are pre-screened via an application and interview, as well as health clearance, and they receive roughly 30 hours of training in order to work in the hospitals and shift through various departments. During your time at the Cope Health, during your time as a Cope Health Scholar, you commit to completing 280 hours. We have various programs. So we have a 15-month program, a 9-month program, and a 3-month program. Depending on how quickly you want to finish the program or how quickly you need your certificate, or how soon you're applying to a postgraduate program, dictates usually what program preference track you choose. But in all of the tracks, you get hands-on healthcare experience. You're engaged in various ways with key organizational initiatives, and it provides professional development and mentoring, and connects you with entry-level hospital health system jobs, as well as different people that work in the hospital. So here's just a bit about the core scholar curriculum. Um, when you go through training, it's usually going over just sort of the program structure and policies, various regulations for the hospital. So, for instance, what to do in an emergency, what to do for the various codes. They go over infection control, customer service, patient safety, and confidentiality. They also review patient care skills and competencies. A lot of these are done before you actually attend your training through various modules. So that way, once you come to training, you already have some sort of baseline or understanding of what's expected of you. You also go through various practical scenarios in a patient care setting. So a lot of times we're having these trainings in the hospitals you'll be working at so that you get comfortable with the equipment you'll be using, whether that's a gurney or vitals machines, or the call button. You'll actually be trained in the facility that you'll be shifting in. After you go through training, there is evaluation. There is a written examination as well as a practical examination where you're essentially given a scenario, and you sort of go through what you would do in this scenario. You show them, for instance, in the picture here, they're showing somebody log rolling a patient so that they can change the sheets. And those are some of the skills you would practice in your scenario based exam. Once you finish your main training, you do get a department specific orientation. So each of our sites has various departments that you can shift through. At KPR, we have roughly 25 different departments that includes like the OR, the emergency room, NICU, mother and baby unit, as well as some administrative ones. So for instance, employee health, they also work directly with HR, marketing, and a few other administrative departments. So during your department specific orientation, you get a rundown of how do things work in this department, who's in charge here, who's the charge nurse here, who are the main people who are making decisions and are on the floor consistently, and then what you'll be expected to do on that particular department. So, what is the role of a health scholar? In whichever site you'll be at, whatever department you're shifting in, you're there to provide support focused on basic comfort care. This can include things such as bathing, feeding, ambulating, and triaging patients. You get customized rounding to address patients' needs. Of course, this varies depending on the department you're in. What's required during rounding in maybe the mother baby unit will vary differently from the emergency room. So it varies from department to department, but for the most part, you're there to contribute to the patient care teams. When you're there, you're enhancing the patient experience by practicing compassionate listening. You're participating in key initiatives that are targeted to improving the patient experience. You also greet visitors and assist with just sort of people figuring out where they need to go, who they need to talk to in order to get assistance. During this time, you gain a strong understanding of the healthcare industry. It's a great platform for networking and mentorship. As I said before, you get to come in contact with everybody in the hospital, whether it's, like the chief, the CNO, the chief nurse of operations, if it's the marketing team, whether it's various doctors and clinicians who are working in the on the floor, whether it's the social workers and clinicians that sort of work with referrals and community support. You just get a large network of mentors and people who are already in the industry who can essentially help guide you. This also provides professional development and connects participants with entry-level hospital jobs. So this is an example of the RCH department tier. After training, health scholars are allowed to essentially shift on one of these first three floors. This is just an introduction. Usually these floors are really good for beginners, medical surgery. They're not too department specific. They give you a chance to get accustomed to the hospital. And then as you complete other prerequisites, you're allowed to shift on different floors. So for instance, before you can shift on the tier 2 floor, of course, you have to complete a rotation in tier 1. A lot of these build on skills. So for instance, on tier 5, you'll see operating room, NICU, labor and delivery. A lot of these are on this top tier because they really want you to have experience with departments such as sterile storage, right? Before you go into the operating room or you're assisting or observing for any of these sites, they want to make sure that you can complete other tasks, that you're familiar with other procedures and processes so that you can get the most out of your experience. So this is just an example of a tier system. Every site has their own tier system. These are the ones for Riverside Community Hospital. So a little bit of the program structure. At the very minimum, you're expected to do 1 4-hour shift a week. That's the 15-month program. You complete at least 48 hours in a quarter, so every 3 months. In month 1, you would complete your department competency checklist alongside with the registered nurse. As I said before, when I said they have department specific training, so you're aware of what's expected of you in each department, what skills you'll need in order to be successful in that department. All of that's sort of captured in those competency checklists. As I said before, you'll complete at least 1 4-hour shift per week. In month 2, you usually get to select a new department for your next rotation. So for instance, at my site, we send out what we call a department preference survey, and that's where you'll indicate what other departments you're interested in shifting in. As I said before, you'll continue to complete at least 1 4-hour shift per week. And then finally, in the last month of your rotation, you'll complete a department-specific training for your new placement. So whatever department you previously selected, you'll complete a training for that department so that you're ready to shift there in your new rotation. During this time, you also attend shadow shifts, which are also called PRS or your pre-rotational shift. And it's essentially where you just get to follow around either another health scholar or a nurse or a doctor or somebody in that department so that you get an idea of what's going on before you're expected to shift by yourself. Oops. This is just a breakdown of the various programs we have. For a 15-month scholar, you would only be shifting in one department each rotation. You would be expected to do 1 shift a week. As I said before, 1 shift is 4 hours. And then you'd be expected to complete 48 hours per department or per rotation. Yeah. Our 9-month and our 3-month programs are a bit accelerated. So they're for people who want to get through the program a bit more quickly. Also, once you've completed your requirements, you don't have to graduate. We have a lot of health scholars who stay on for years after they've completed their requirements. One, it makes their application a lot stronger to say that they have 400, 500. We've had some people stay in the program for years after they've met their requirements just because they found so much value in it and they were able to network and connect with several important key figures. But for the 9-month program, you would be expected to rotate through 2 different departments each rotation. And then for the 3-month program, it would be 8. But then once again, for the 3-month program, just so you guys are aware, that is the length of 1 rotation. So they're essentially doing this many because they are only here for the duration of 1 rotation. These are just a few Health Scholar alumni stories, just something to help you understand what health scholars are saying they're getting out of their experience. Nima says, you never know what opportunities may help you while you are here. I was encouraged to apply to the executive team despite not wanting to at first, and it allowed me to make lifelong friends, build my self confidence, become comfortable with public speaking, improve my ability in mentoring others while increasing my personal professional development along with my interest in medicine. Erica, who is actually a health scholar at one point, also found a lot of value in the program. Erica, are you there? I'm sorry, I can't see the Zoom
I'm here.
interface. Awesome. Can you speak a bit just sort of to the program and what it did for you and what you gained from participating in it?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Summer. So I was a scholar when I was in undergrad. At the time, I was pre-nursing, but I was able to rotate through med surge, ortho surge. I was in pediatrics as well as the emergency department. And while I was a scholar and shifting, I made a lot of really great relationships with the staff, and they're just so willing to take you in and show you the many different day-to-day operations that happen, right? So I think it not only has allowed me to build confidence and in communication, and although I had switched over to the administrative side of healthcare, which is extremely important for me to understand what goes on the front line with the clinicians. So a lot of you are going for a clinical role, which is awesome. A lot of you may be interested in an administrative role. Highly recommend exploring those options, as mentioned earlier by Summer. The Health Scholar program is something that will give you exposure to not only the clinical side of healthcare, but also the administrative side. And most importantly, it allows you to make connections. I do have a lot of scholars at Kaiser Riverside who have been with me for many years. I mean, they were there even before I got there, but they have been able to make great connections and are receiving personalized letter recommendations from doctors, nurses, charge nurses, administrative staff. So again, this program really is what you get out of it. I definitely gained a lot of great experiences and really great friendships. And although I switched over, like I said, to the administrative role, I highly gained a lot of really, really valuable experiences from this program.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Erica. So next steps, if you're interested in the program, this is just a bit about the application and onboarding process. So the first part is you would complete an online application. Just so you know, enrollment is offered year round. Our applications never close. Now we do have certain times of the year when we're actively reviewing applications, accepting people into the program and sort of processing them through to the next steps. We are in the process of getting ready to train an incoming cohort. However, we will have a mid-rotational training on June 29th. So if you are interested in the program, I strongly suggest that you just go ahead and get your applications in. As I said before, we have sites all over California. So even if maybe Riverside's not the closest to you, we have sites in Los Angeles, in Orange County, in Bakersfield, West Covina, I think San Diego. We have a lot of different sites, so we can definitely connect you to whichever is closest to you or has the departments that you're interested in shifting in. Once you submit your online application and it's reviewed, you'll be invited for an orientation interview and clearance. So people are usually like, what is clearance? It varies from site to site, but it's essentially whatever that site requires for their employees to work there. So for instance, at Riverside Community Hospital, our site requires a drug screening. However, KPR site may not. Our site requires like an annual TB test just to make sure you haven't been exposed to anything and you're not exposing patients to anything. CPR, BLS certification, other things. But they'll go over that with you and sort of walk you through that process during your OIs and clearance. After that, you'll go through health screenings, which is, I said before, if they require TB, flu shots, COVID, other things like that, they'll sort of go through that process with you. And then lastly, you'll complete your training, at which point you'll be allowed to start shifting and start your actual health scholar experience.
I did want to add some, if I may.
Mhm.
A lot of you, everyone is at UCR, correct? I believe we're all in the
Yeah.
local Riverside area. We understand that sometimes a lot of you maybe don't necessarily call Riverside home permanently, right? Let's say you go home for summer and that might be in Santa Barbara, or it might be in Washington, because we do have many different sites in different locations. If you happen to, go home for the summer and you are closer to one of our other sites and you still want to shift and not miss out on the opportunity to, do those hours over the summer, we'd be happy to do what we call just like a temporary transfer. So in connection with the program manager at the site that may be local to your home, we can ensure that that transfer is done. You're able to shift. You also get to experience and meet new people at a different site. And then once school is back in session, you move back to the Riverside area, we would be able to just kind of transfer you back. So just wanted to make sure that was an option, made sure that you were aware of that option.
Thank you, Erica. So how to apply, it's really easy. You just go to hopehealthscholars.org. You'll see various programs. So they'll talk to you about the Junior Health Scholar Program, Health Scholars, the nursing program. You'll click the program you're interested in applying for, which would be Health Scholars, unless you're interested in the Care Navigation program. And then you'll click apply. It's very simple. The application isn't very long. There are a few essay questions just trying to get to the bottom of like, why are you interested in healthcare? Why you want to join the program? We are currently using SurveyMonkey Apply. I think that changes at the end of June. So depending on when you apply would depend on which platform you'd be applying on. But that's it. You fill out the application and you click submit, and then you'll hear back from us regarding when we're offering orientation, interviews, and clearance checks. Awesome. I'll put the link for this in the description box, but if you're interested, we encourage people to fill out an interest form. This isn't a commitment or anything. It's just sort of like, hey, can you send me a bit more information, or can you let me know when your next application cycle is, so that we can stay in contact with you. Another great thing about just sort of COPE Health Scholars, we offer our health scholars a lot of resources and support in whatever their career goals are. So for instance, we have a partnership with the Princeton Review, and they offer us customized sort of workshops, sort of working on your resume, working on your applications, what to do if you want to go down a certain career path. And so like not only our COPE Health Scholars, but anybody who fills out the interest form, they're sent opportunities to participate in these workshops. They usually have maybe 1 to 2 every month. I think they had one today regarding I think it was a test taking, like, so for postgraduate programs, if you're going to take the GRE, if you're going to take the MCATs or any of those other exams, they offer specific training to our COPE Health Scholars and to people who fill out the interest form. So of course we love providing those sort of additional resources. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I added another slide. We recently also partnered with a program called Empower Now, and they're also offering specifically just mental health or behavioral health volunteer opportunities. So you would just work closely with them and their program. It does work with children. So that's just one of the things they wanted me to inform you guys about. But yeah, those are other sort of resources and opportunities that we offer our COPE Health Scholars. Those are relationships that we build in the community so that our health scholars can sort of have the best of all the worlds, experience everything, and so that we can make sure we're catering to their professional goals and needs. Does anybody have any questions? Erica, do you mind just speaking to the Care Navigator program?
Absolutely. So, as mentioned earlier, the Care Navigator program is more on the administrative side. So we really want to ensure that you're aware of the, what goes on behind the scenes. A lot of the times it isn't, easy to kind of point out, but there's a lot of really great experience that you can gain from that. So the Care Navigator program will allow you to navigate through an electronic medical record system. A lot of you may know it. It is Epic, so it's highly utilized. It's one of the main things. And if many of you are looking to go into healthcare and be, a doctor, nurse, you will eventually be charting and documenting. So we do go over documentation basics, ensuring that you're communication is on point. When you do outreach to patients, really just ensuring that we close the gap in care that a lot of the times patients experience when they're, going through their healthcare. So that's again really it. Right now, we're currently in two different departments. We're expanding over to the urgent care department. We're in pediatrics in the outside referral department. So a lot of really great opportunities, as mentioned. There's a lot that goes on in healthcare, especially in a hospital setting, that isn't necessarily seen, but it is very important to the whole operation. So that's something that you'd be able to gain again at Kaiser Riverside. That is a program that we have in addition to the Health Scholar program. So should you want to explore both options, you're able to do the Health Scholar program and minor in the Care Navigator program. So again, it does ensure that you are well-rounded, that you do get connected with the appropriate individuals, and again, really putting you in a good position to seamlessly transition into the work field. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Erica. I think we have 2 minutes left. I know that doesn't leave a lot of time for questions, but if you guys have any questions or concerns, now's the time. Awesome. I guess we just did that well. I put the interest form link in the chat. Feel free to fill that out if you're interested in more information, or if you're interested in receiving the calendar invites for the Princeton review sessions, or even if you want more information about the behavioral health opportunity that's available through Empower Now that I spoke about. Thank you so much for having us, Davitha.
Yeah, thank you for your time and like your comprehensive presentation.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
So now we'll move on to the next portion of the meeting, and I'll share my slides real quick. Yeah. Oh yeah, so we have a few updates. So we have a farmers market trip this Saturday. So RSVP, like you could RSVP for that, like, and ask for like a ride, or you could also provide a ride if you're able to. And that should be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Main Street. And then we also have our psych. So abstract submissions are open right now, and they are open until May 1st. So our psych is the research conference at UCR. So there's different poster presentations where undergraduate resources, researchers present the posters of research. And so yeah, if you would like to submit a poster abstract, the submissions are open, and there's a QR code for that. And then next Tuesday, April 30th, we have a networking mixer and social. So today is the last day to RSVP. So you could use that QR code. And there's going to be like a few clubs at UCR, graduate students and alumni, as well as other psychology majors and some who may not be in psych to kind of have a fun time and learn from each other. Yep.
I noticed in the email, the networking mixer and social, that it said that there were limited spots. So for the RSVP, even if we did RSVP, we may not be able to attend. When will we know for sure we're able to?
Yeah, so because like RSVPs are still being accepted, like tomorrow you'll know if you're like able to make it, or if your RSVP is confirmed.
So you'll send us a confirmation email tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's priority to official members?
Or just being in psych. Yeah.
Prospective members or former mentees still get priority?
Yeah. Sorry. And then member highlights.
Yeah, so psych highlights. Our team wants to highlight your achievements and share your story. So please consider filling out the member highlights interest form. And this would include a bio and a picture. And you can either self-submit or you can nominate someone else in Psych-Hi. So if you have any friends that are maybe graduating, this is a good form to fill out. As long as it's open, you're more than welcome to fill it out. If you're not too sure what Psych highlights are, you can look at a past page of it in our winter quarter newsletter. These newsletters serve as a quarterly recap of Psych-Hi events, and it's to reminisce and share the memories we made together. So if you want to take a look at that, you can just look at our website or scan the QR code. And then Share Circle, our community promoter is not here, so I'll be announcing this for him. Join us for our second Share Circle of the spring quarter. The discussion will focus on coping strategies. We'll be meeting on Wednesday, May 1st, 2024 in Watkins 2111 from 6:30 to 7:30. You can review the research article or video from this week's selection by scanning the QR code. This is one activity point. You can come to discover how we respond in the face of adversity and stress. So maybe you can share your coping strategies or learn some, yeah.
I just wanted to know like the little discrepancy between like the poster and the like what it says on the it says 6:30 to 7.
Oh, it's supposed to be 6:30 to 7:30. I think there's a error on the flyer. Thank you for pointing it out. But yeah, we can all bond over the stress of midterm, so come show up.
So if you've heard of New York Times games, that's what we'll be doing for like the rest of the general meeting. So we have Wordle puzzles, crosswords, and then connections related to psychology. So we'll start by splitting up into groups.
How big are the groups?
So what about on Zoom?
Would it be Zoom versus in person?
Yeah. I don't really know.
I know, I was like, I didn't think about that.
I think we're gonna do like 1v1, v1.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. And then, yeah, obviously, like if you're on Zoom, like you feel free to play along as well.
Wait. Is it on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Maybe my charge.
Wait, so we have to download the app?
No.
Okay, so I think Wordle's just on.
Okay.
Okay, so the first Wordle is psychology. So yeah, here's the QR code for it.
Oh, God, it's huge. That's so many
Whoa.
words. It's like, oh my God, okay. It's a lot of.
Wait.
What is this psychology? Oh.
Wait.
So no, I think it's one already.
Wait, I can't even think of any other word.
I do not know. Like a psychology related word that's 8 letters?
Yeah, don't ask me. I didn't make that. I'm gonna figure it out with you guys.
It's not psychology like that. Oh, we have a guess? Oh, what is that? Oh,
Wait, if it's yellow, that means it's like it's like red.
yeah, it just feels like it's in a different order.
Ooh, activity. Okay.
Okay. But it's not fiction.
Bro, that's what I'm thinking.
What possibly has CNN?
Bro, like cognition.
Yeah.
But I guess.
We can do it now. We don't have to do something. We can just think of words that are 8 letters.
Oh, yeah, look.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the other one?
Conscious? No, that's way too many.
Hello. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, but I think it's too.
No?
Okay, I'm halfway there.
You're halfway there?
Yes.
What the hell?
Oh.
I have no idea what this one. Oh. Well, no, but then wait, no. Wait, so.
No, I think so.
I got it.
What is it?
Wait, are we?
Oh, are we going until
Everybody
I don't
gets
get
it,
it?
Or let me know when you give up, I guess.
I wanna go.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
Oh, forensic.
Forensic?
Yeah.
You're lying.
We would never get that. We're putting Nocturne Scorpion, so. Never gonna get that.
Maybe like a smaller word to start.
Yeah, right? Is there?
Right.
Smaller.
I think they already made it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, here's the next one. Hopefully it's better.
It needs to be something like great. I don't mind it. This is
Great.
so cute. Wait, this is right.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, so
okay,
much
we can
better.
do it. We can mock it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This is too
Maybe
long.
Oh, fuck, I'm missing an H. I was gonna put psychological. I'm missing an H. Oh, shit, okay.
No.
No way.
None.
Watch me be wrong.
No.
Alright. You've only thought of one.
I know.
Okay.
This could be so
Don't get too big in your britches.
Don't
tell her.
Oh.
No, that's a Ninja Turtle. Don't owe me.
Oh.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay, so I just. They got one more.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
I'm out of options soon.
Why don't you do that?
Combination is crazy. So yeah.
But
Yeah, I think I can give up to.
We got it.
Oh, wait, what is it?
Got it?
Longitudinal.
Oh, nice.
It's like longitudinal
I mean,
study.
obviously that.
Not
Like,
me.
exactly.
We have to just like follow the story.
Right. Well, like longitudinal studies, but like.
Oh. See, I went to geography. I was like,
Yeah, this is the next one.
It's longer.
no, it's like 30 letters.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Bro.
Those are not.
I don't think it's.
It's not. I did it.
Oh, oh.
Okay. Well, that was you, not up there.
Yeah, I actually know that. So let me actually delete that.
Oh, yeah. It ends in TIC.
T-I-C.
Oh.
What are some letters you guys have? Yeah, there's also an H, N, M, and A.
Yeah. Oh, my name.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's humanistic.
Oh, humanistic?
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Okay, we have a little switch ups connections.
I wouldn't have gotten this at all.
Bro, we're the worst team. We're the worst pair to put together.
I'm like, don't you know what? I don't know.
Wait, what is that?
You're supposed to figure out how they're all connected.
Okay.
Right? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I got them.
Nice.
Okay.
Could give it, I guess, 2 minutes or something.
Okay. Yeah, this was easier than the week.
Yeah.
This was so much easier.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I would have never guessed this last one part of a internet psychologist.
Love, yeah, like that was a little
Really?
interesting. Why is it like a little part of it?
I don't know. Who would have been like, ah, that's part of the
Oh.
I know that. I know those letters.
It's a little quirky, the last one.
I know, right?
We all got it then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much fun. This is easy. I could give it.
And then
Wait, this is like that one game, right? It's like an actual game.
This is, yeah, another game on New York Times, I think.
It's like.
Ooh. Oh.
No, that last one is right.
Oh, I got it.
What, already?
I guess I'm like the last two.
Sure, I don't know a lot of these words.
This one's already used.
Skin. What those like PCs layers, this is skin.
Wait, maybe.
I don't know. Um, yeah, that's what I would do. What are you talking about? Yeah. give me any more. Oh, but no. There we go. Jesus.
Did you get this one?
I just
We
got
were
that
listening.
one.
Okay.
And then there's a crossword.
Wait, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my God. Yay!
Oh. Bro, I don't have this level of thinking. I'm gonna move on to the crossword.
If I was to look to zero, is that is it? Wait, I don't know. I'm guessing.
No, it is.
Okay. Neurotransmitter. Oh, neuroscience.
What's the other one?
Um, on the limbic system. I don't know. Oh, um, no, oh, hearing.
Like where you can notice the change.
The only special I'm working on right now are. Oh, did I? Oh, oh shit. Uh, um, um. No, no, it wasn't. I thought
Oh,
that.
that.
I thought that's what that was. And you know, I just love my one. I'm so proud of myself. Who the hell is Albert? My sister calling me. I don't know Albert besides Einstein. Hello?
That's what I said.
I thought I said too.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up? Yeah.
What's the social one?
Absolute.
Oh.
What's the sleep disorder?
Narcolepsy.
You took it? Okay.
Do you guys have any other things you want answers from, like, from our peers?
Did anyone get the hair cells in the ear?
Celia.
Yeah,
C-I-L-I-A.
What's number 12?
Well, I did not get that yet. I'm still working on that.
How do you spell Celia?
That's
C-I-L-I-A.
C-L-I-L-I.
C-I-L-I-A.
Yeah, you should have.
I'm not sure.
Good, good. Okay, you should.
Did anyone hit A?
Wait, what's the blank of control?
I have no idea. It's not going. I have going. It's not.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, you're so right.
True,
Wait.
true.
Hello.
I mean, I don't know if it was like it's kind of hard. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, focus. You sit yourself down. If you sit yourself down, how many did I do? Alright.
We're never gonna get time for the social.
I know.
Oh, I was so close. I'm looking up all of these.
What is 12 and 17? And 7.
Absolutely.
Oh.
What's the basic system?
That's what I thought too. Who's Albert? Like, oh. Who is Albert? I'm saying, like, mushy. Okay, I did look up number 7 and when you have to get it, unless you're like in here.
I think that would have Well, I think that's what we call that.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't, nobody got, what's it called?
The
12?
personality test.
What's 12? That's what I was wondering, like, what is 12? Does anybody on Zoom know what 12 is? Did any of them get it?
No.
I believe it's just a
Yeah.
Great, well, I don't know, how do we like find out
Let's
anyways?
let's think about it after karaoke, maybe.
Okay, okay.
Well.
A big five.
I brought a microphone.
Wait, it's big. Like, oh, that's what I was saying. It's just